What's up, Headless Horde? Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday, San Diego Comic-Con, they went ahead and tweeted out that they will be bringing back the exclusive portal for all of your exclusive items, collectibles, special autograph sessions. And if you are not familiar with all of that, this is definitely going to help you out. And we're going to go right through the entire thing here over on the San Diego Comic-Con website. And I'll link that down in the description so you can look at it yourself. And we're just going to kind of go through and I'll explain exactly how this thing works and, you know, what are you actually trying to get? Because first off, this is going to be for any type of exclusive autograph. So typically on these kind of autographs, it's going to be something that they provide, not usually something you can bring. So just kind of know that going in, if you are going for like a cast autograph session where there's maybe 4 or 5 cast members, typically they will give you like some type of poster or something like that where the cast will autograph it and you can kind of walk through and just, you know, chat with them for a few minutes. Usually, again, they don't let you bring a collectible or something like that. And then the other thing we're going for here are different retailer exclusives, you know, like Funko, Hasbro, Mattel, I think Jazzwares might be on there. I can't remember if they were on there last year. 100% soft. So those types of bigger companies where the lines just get out of control. It opens July 7th and it will be closing July 18th. This is not the type of situation where you have to be the first one in to get it all done. You want to make sure you take your time, number one, because you can make changes, but it gets a little difficult, and we'll go over that as well in this video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull on up the website over at San Diego Comic-Con where this all is listed. And what you're going to want to do is click that link in the description, and you guys can kind of almost follow along with the video if you would like. All right, so here it is. So like I said, it opens up Monday, July 7th at noon Pacific. So that's going to be like 3 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. And then it closes on Thursday, July 17th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. The reason why I said the 18th in the beginning was because for me, it is the 18th because I have until 2:59 a.m. So technically, I guess it would be the 17th if you are on the West Coast. I would highly recommend not waiting until the very last second. And then it says here, it will be processed between 48 and 72 hours. So we may not know until July 20th or the 21st. Who is eligible? So basically anybody with a valid and confirmed Comic-Con badge. And at the very bottom, there is a list of all of these people. So where is this thing going to happen? So you're going to log in with your member ID into the portal like you normally would to go check on your tickets or update your information. It's going to all be in there. And then there's a simple reminder here, just making sure that you can access your account. And if you can't, make sure you reach out to them, probably through email, or you could probably call them as well. Again, it says right here, and I kind of mentioned this, important notice, once you submit all your choices, you will not be able to edit or make changes easily. Again, you can make changes, but it is kind of a pain in the butt, to be completely honest with you. And again, we'll go through that as we go down. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is just log in, and you're going to navigate to this section here where you can see in the yellow, it's going to say Exclusives Portal. And then it'll say, what are you trying to do here? You know, what event? And you're obviously clicking on San Diego Comic-Con. And then you're going to have a submission of interest letter here that kind of goes through every single thing that you really do need to know. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to sit here and read every single part of this, but I do want to highlight a couple parts. So right here, submitting interest in an exclusive signing or exclusive time slot does not guarantee that you will be able to participate in it. Okay. Remember, this is like a lottery. You get a bunch of different ping pong balls and you get to pick where you want to use them. All right, next thing you're going to see is this little green box. This should have your ID in it. Yeah, that is your member ID, and then your first, last name, and email. And you'll hit that is add to cart. So you're like almost adding you to the cart is in essence is what you're doing here. Now we have all the different exclusives and availabilities. Now, if you are going to preview night, it is on Wednesday, and you can see you have 7 credits. And I think the reason why they do that is number one, it's less people are going to be there on preview night. And number two, there's less things that you can actually go for on Wednesdays because typically the exclusives aren't included. Exclusives, you basically can just go get online. I think the only exception for that is Funko. Funko has their own special thing they do on Wednesdays through their Fanatics message board site. And then on Thursday and Friday, and then you can see here Saturday and Sunday. Now, again, if you're only going 2 days, 3 days, 1 day, whatever, you're only going to see the days you're actually going. But the other days, you do end up getting a credit of 12. Think of it as a ping pong ball. This is an example of what you are actually going to be picking. For example, on Friday, they have a limit of 12. And they can now select what they want to go for and actually what time they want to go. So, for example, let's say exhibitor booth Friday at 12:30 to 1:30. Let's just use Funko because it's easy. Everyone knows what it is, right? 12:30 to 1:30. So during that hour, you would need to go get in line. Then after you select it, you're going to be selecting how many of those credits do you want to use for that specific time. If you want to spread them out, you can. So, for example, let's say you want to go for the top 2 times. So this would be like Funko booth, and this would be Funko booth, different times. You could split it. You could go 6 and 6, and then that day you're done. Let's say down here, there's a company signing. Let's just say there's, I don't know, a Marvel signing or something, and then there's another signing down here. Well, what you can do is you can split it all. You can go, if you want, 3, 3, 3, and 3, and that way you have a chance at all 4 of them. You would like to think that the more credits you put into it, the better chance you have, but I'll be completely honest with you. I have won only one thing through this portal since 2016, and it wasn't even one of these things. It was actually a poster I was going for. My wife has won Hasbro, I think twice. So I have had absolutely no luck with this portal. And I usually go all in on 1 day, 1 time, and, see what happens. But, you can spread them out if you like. Once you have all that set, you'll hit continue. And then you'll see here, it's kind of crazy the way it looks because these are all going to be different orders. So if you take that second scenario where we maybe put 3 credits on each one of these, you would have all 4 of these things listed for Friday. If you only decided that you were going to go for this one and you put all 12, then you would just have this one box. So the more things that you put the credits into, the longer that list is going to be. Right here, you can see view details, manage add-ons. So this is what you're going to be using if you want to come back and you actually want to make a change. You can also make a change right here, which makes it a lot easier. Again, once this is submitted, it's much easier to make your changes now than after this is actually submitted. So what I would highly recommend is make sure you know what you're doing and make sure you know exactly what you want. But this is the button here that could take you back to this previous screen where you can make changes. All right, we're going to keep going down here, and then you're going to check out. And then you can see here it says it's successfully added to your cart. And again, you're just confirming. There's a disclaimer. You have to agree to, it's all luck. It's all basically a lottery. And you save and continue. And you're going to see all your items. You'll see a grand total of $0. It's just like placing an order for something. Again, it's kind of strange the way it's done, but that's just the way it's set up. And then you hit process and you're all set. And then this will just give you some reminders of what is going to happen. And of course, I need to remind you right here. Says, please note that this is not confirmation of selection and does not guarantee participation. All right, so eligibility, here's what I was talking about earlier, has all the lists of different people. So regular paid attendees, daily volunteers, department volunteers. So these would be people who are working in different departments. I think also, like, if you are a retailer or I should say a vendor, if you have people working for you, that might, I think you're considered in this. So you're good to go. There's your press passes, your professionals, program participants. So that could probably be somebody like, maybe someone who's a moderator for a panel or something like that, I would assume. And then we have retailers and vendors. Your badge day must correspond to the date of the exclusive you are interested in. So if there's a signing on Friday, but you only have Thursday and Saturday, then you will not be able to submit interest for that Friday. And that's kind of strange they even say that, because honestly, it doesn't even show up when you go for this. So this is, kind of self-explanatory, but your Comic-Con badge must be registered to participate. So again, make sure you log in and make sure you're good to go. If you have registered your Comic-Con badge without a member ID, you will not be eligible to participate. So, how do you even do that? I don't know, because you have to have a member ID to even get tickets. All I could say is that if you buy a badge on the secondary market, you probably won't be able to use it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. If you have any questions, you can also reach out to their team. Some troubleshooting stuff. We'll quickly go through this. It just kind of tells you different errors and what you can do. So, for example, if it says your cart already contains something, then the first thing they tell you to do is remove all the items from your cart by clicking on the red X next to them, re-log in, and start over. Kind of like one of the worst ones to get, but you are definitely better off starting over than messing with it. Number 2 here says, I received the product requires membership access unavailable. So that means that you are not recognized for actually having a badge. So again, I feel like that is for anyone who were to buy a ticket on or a badge on the secondary market. And then this is just a reminder, if Comic-Con does find out that you sold a badge or bought a badge, they can ban you forever. So just, take that as you will. Number 3, not all my badge days are showing. So this is where it says log into your member ID and go to your account summary. Verify that you have a valid badge so that you make sure you actually went. So you want to know, you're probably going to go to orders. Actually, it says account summary, but if you go to orders, it'll tell you exactly what badges you have. And then if you verify that and you still can't get it, then you need to definitely reach out. So this is something, again, you don't want to wait to the last minute, but this is also not something you got to sit by your computer and wait for the time to click noon Pacific time and get in, right? But you definitely don't want to wait, because if you do have an issue like this, you got to reach out to these guys. Number 4, I already checked out and completed the process, but I want to make changes. So this is exactly how they tell you to do it. So you're logging back in, you go to your account summary page, you click on your exclusive portals. So like that button I was telling you earlier, right there, it says, note, if you've used all your credits for the badge day, then you need to remove requests in order to regain the credits. So you have to go and remove every single thing. So let's say, for example, you put 12 things into Hasbro, and then you find out, oh, look, there's an exclusive signing that got added, and I wanted to go put half of mine in there now. You're going to have to go and remove the 6 from the bottom. You'll get those 6 back, and now you can go, use them. I don't know if you need to remove all of them. It doesn't sound like you do. It sounds like you probably have to remove from the bottom, and then you gain them back. So you have to remove 6. Now, if you want to redo the whole thing, then yes, you would have to remove all 6. So it's just a lot more work. But that is basically the gist of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link right up here for you my video from last year. I'm assuming it's going to be very, very close to being the same. If you kind of cut through the video a little bit, you'll see I'm actually going through like a practice document or website, actually being able to click and see how it actually works. I don't know if they're going to be having a practice one. Usually at this time of year, it would already be up there. But so it's interesting. There's no link for that. So it could be, being pushed out here in the next week or so. But if you want to check out that video, like I said, I'll link it and I'll put it in the description as well. All right, guys. Well, let me know down in the comments, what are you going to go for and what other questions can I answer for you? Listen, I'm going to be live on Saturday afternoon, probably at noon, answering as many questions as I can about this and everything else. We're going to be going through what exclusives are available, what after parties there are. We're going to be going through everything that you need to know, at least up to this point, because, we are just over 3 weeks away. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to keep those heads on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.